Welcome to the Honolulu Cheese Podcast, the pretty much #1 NFC North podcast. I'm your host, Matt. Joining me as always, Ryan. Ryan, it was a tough decision we had to make, but it's draft week, and the Packers don't have a first-round pick, so you and I decided we are not going to let Miran be on the show this week. How do you think he's feeling about that?
I think it would kind of be a weird waste of his time to be here, to be frank with you. I think we're doing him a favor.
I mean, and God bless the Packers. Their first-round picks the last, 16 years, basically since Aaron Rodgers, have just all been so bad. The Kevin Kings of the world, the Lucas Van Nesses, the Jordan Morgans. God, stop me when we get to somebody who doesn't suck. You wish, Miran.
There's something I love about saying Jordan Morgan's name. It just feels like a very satisfying name.
It is a good name to say.
It's a solid name.
You know what's a fun word? Discombobulated. I think it's my one word. I think it's just very
Did you get that from something, or that's how you actually feel and think?
No, that's my actual favorite word.
Wow.
It's just so fun. It sounds like what it is.
It's a real wacky word. I agree.
Yeah, shout out to my sister. I think she had that take, and I might have stolen it from her. In other news, Ryan, we talked last week, and I have a little bit of news to break. The Lions will not be trading their first-round pick for Dexter Lawrence because the Bengals have traded their first-round pick, number 10 overall, to the Bengals. Ryan, we talked about this a little bit in our group chat. Yes.
The Bengals
Dexter
cannot
Lawrence,
trade a pick to themselves.
They could, but they would be tough to match up the value.
Yes.
So, yes, the Dexter Lawrence goes to the Bengals. The 10 pick goes to the Giants. The Giants now pick at 5 and 10. I was a little surprised, Ryan, because in the chat, I got the feeling that you thought that the Bengals maybe gave up too much. But when I asked you last week, you were ready to give up pick 17 without hesitation. Maybe it was more Miran.
I think you're thinking of Miran.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I thought
you didn't think it was crazy.
No, not at all. I think it's a great deal for Cincinnati.
Dude, I'm with you. I love it.
Dominant young player. I know his year last year was youngish.
Yeah.
Because I only say that because we brought up Trey Hendrickson, and Miran was the first to say, you don't pay Trey, but then you do this. Which, I get that point he's trying to make.
It's 5 years.
Correct. Come on. And Lawrence is just a better player than Hendrickson is in general, especially right now. So I love the deal for them. And I love the deal for the Giants. It's one of those deals that, goes both ways a little bit. You're rebuilding. You got a lot of good weapons in place on offense. Yeah, Dexter Lawrence is great, and it's good having him, but let's be real. The Giants don't feel ready to compete this year. So 5th and 10, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I also thought it was kind of funny, John Harbaugh sending Dexter Lawrence back to the AFC North as kind of a final, you know what? If I'm not going to have this guy, let's send him somewhere where I know he'll wreak havoc on the team that fired him.
I did not even think about that.
I'm with you, though. I was like, I like this trade for the Giants. The Bengals can't draft defense. Whoever the Bengals pick at 10, they can't pick an offensive player.
Yeah.
Is not going to be as good as Dexter Lawrence, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
The Bengals can't draft defense, so I actually love that move for them. Before we get into a little draft talk, Ryan, I wanted to know, just kind of historically speaking, this is really more than anything, it's a fun let's remember some guys topic. You know me, I love remembering guys, dudes, everybody, you name it.
Guys,
so I was wondering, give me one guy your team drafted that you knew was going to be a stud. Love the pick. This guy's going to be awesome. And it turns out you were wrong.
So before I give my guy, can I just say how embarrassing it is, especially as a Lions fan, to go down the list
I did it too,
your
Ryan.
team's draft picks, which I love doing because I'm like, man, I remember how I felt when I drafted that guy. We drafted that guy.
I know. It's a fun thing to do.
It's a great thing to do. I can go back to the 90s and do it. But I'm not alone in this. In a player that I thought was going to be dominant and just turned out to be not that way at all, Nick Fairley. Defensive tackle.
From Auburn.
This was the year after Sue got drafted. So Sue had a dominant rookie year, one of the best rookie years for a D tackle we've seen ever. And okay, great. Your run defense still sucks. Here, we'll get you another defensive tackle. A guy.
Fairley was a first rounder?
Dude, he was drafted, what was that, 11th overall?
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was like mid first. I couldn't remember for sure.
And there were talks of him when he was drafted, or when the draft was rolling around, that he was going to go even higher because he's so talented. And we thought we were getting a steal at 11. But then, after we drafted him, the issues started to creep up. He never had like the big injury, just like the nagging injuries that would keep him out of games for long stretches. So which was annoying. But his biggest problem, I think, was like just consistency and honestly like effort. Like he just never really put his heart and soul into it. And he always
got a little paid, got a little lazy.
Yeah.
Happens to the best.
Yeah. And the deals, were insane for those guys, especially. And I don't know, man. It just never came together. There were weird things about, like, did he have sleep apnea? I remember that being, like, what was I, like 21 at the time? That's how I really learned what sleep apnea was.
Guy's always so tired out there. He's not sleeping good.
Well, it's like, he's, like, not paying attention in meetings, and he's, like, not breathing right. And, like, did he have asthma? Whatever it was. But there's a lot of, like, sleep apnea conversation going into it, and that maybe draining him of his energy. He needed to be an NFL player. There's just a lot of weird stuff with Nick Fairley. But when he played, he was fine. But just never really what we expected him to be at all.
You thought like difference maker.
Dude, we thought like all pro level, like D tackle combo for the next 6 years with Ndamukong Suh at least. Like it was going to be awesome, and it just was not that way.
Mine's a little more obscure. Mine is a guy the Bears drafted in 2007. It's running back Garrett Wolfe. I don't know, Ryan, if that name rings a bell with you at all. But so Bears fans listening to the show will absolutely remember Garrett Wolfe. So Garrett Wolfe went to the University of Northern Illinois, so NIU, Northern Illinois. And that season, they were really good. They went to some kind of bowl game. Like I think I've talked about on the show, college football is really like not a big deal in Chicago. So Chicago was kind of behind Northern Illinois. And I just watched Garrett Wolfe play in college. It was 2007. And I didn't really understand yet like the level of play difference between like just because you're good in college doesn't mean you're going to be good in the pros, especially when you're playing in the frickin' MAC in 2007. So when we drafted Garrett Wolfe in the 3rd round, I was like, this guy's going to rush for 3,000 yards. He did not rush for 3,000 yards, had a couple decent special teams years, I think, and faded out of the league. I want to say maybe he's like coaching somewhere, I've heard, but I'm honestly not sure.
I love when guys take that route, though. Can I just say that? When you totally flame out as a player, you realize it's not for you, but you stay in the NFL as a coach. That always warmed my heart a little bit. Like, okay,
dude,
you made something out of it.
Shout out to, we were talking about him a few months ago. Oh, Davis Webb.
Yeah.
Remember the Broncos promoted Davis Webb? And I remember Davis Webb coming out. The Bears needed a quarterback because the Bears always need a quarterback.
Sure.
Not anymore, but they used to. I was like, oh, maybe we could pick up like Davis Webb in round 3. It'd be a stud. Not the case.
No.
All right, Ryan. And then a little bit of an opposite to that. One guy where the pick originally it wasn't hitting with you. You were like, oh God, we blew this pick. And it turned out you either like the pick or it turned out to be a good pick. Kind of take it any way you want.
This is going to be hard for me. I'm not going to lie to you. And this is going to be very embarrassing, and I'm being very vulnerable with you.
I love that.
It's a recent one. He's a great player.
Is it Jahmyr Gibbs?
No, but you're on the right track.
Okay.
I actually love the Jahmyr Gibbs. I was in the minority with that.
Okay.
It's Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wow.
So I'm going to give my reasons, and I think you have to look at this.
I didn't know you could dislike a 4th round pick.
No, but understand where we were at the time, right? So he was drafted, what was it? It was 2021, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
21.
4th round 2021. So at the time, this was our wide receiver core. Okay? Buckle up. Here we go. We had Khalif Raymond, Tyrell Williams, and Quintez Cephas, who was drafted the year before.
Man, I love Tyrell Williams.
Yeah, he was
Chargers,
solid.
I think.
Yeah, He made his
was
way
never
around.
any good, but I kept the candle lit for him.
Yeah, he was okay for what he was. But we needed like a guy, right? But we also had so many needs that it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna draft a receiver in the first round.
21 was the Panay draft?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the best drafts of all time. You want me to just go through it real quick since we're talking about it?
Yeah.
We had Panay, and then Levi Onwuzurike. It didn't work out. Ali McNeil, Ifeatu Melifonwu, who was a great player for when he actually was here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derek Barnes, and Jamar Jefferson. So you got like 5.
Damn, that is a good draft.
You have like 2 like Hall of Fame level players, like 2 really good players.
Let's say all pro for the purposes of this.
Okay, well, we can go there. But no, but
I do have a Panay Hall of Fame bet with somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
That I'm on the positive side.
Oh, so. Easy money. Amon-Ra's right there too. He's been dominant since he came here.
I mean, Ryan,
dude,
Hall of Fame.
Yes,
he's really good, but it's
1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns a year isn't good enough for you.
Right. Just hasn't been that long, right. Buddy. Is all.
Hasn't been that long for Panay either. All right, we digress. But the knocks on Amon-Ra and his draft profile were very much like valid, like undersized, right?
Slot only, not fast,
and like it shows in his game right now. Like, what's Amon-Ra the best at, right? Like everybody calls him like slot guy, like the Michael Thomas joke that everyone gets.
He's the dig out guy. He's unbelievable.
But listen to this draft profile rating of him. Is good at settling into coverage, but cannot get separation. When you think of Amon-Ra, do you think of a guy who cannot get separation? Like, that's crazy to read.
All I think about when you said that was just how easy it is for me to picture Amon-Ra running uncovered across the middle versus the Bears.
Literally.
Always. Just completely uncovered and very much open.
I'll never forget going to a game with Miran in Amon-Ra's rookie year. And it was like his 3rd game of like even like catching the ball at all. And I was like, Miran, like 14's always open. Watch him the next play. Just watch. And he was just always open. And I'm like, it's still that way today. I remember his
rookie year, he kind of like broke out in fantasy, like second half.
Later, yes. It was after like week 7, week 8.
The next year, he was like, I was like, ooh, he's going in the 6th round. I don't know if he can repeat it. And he finished as like the wide receiver 2.
Yeah, it was insanity.
What a great pick, though.
It was a great pick. But yeah, undersized, low, like yak potential. Like he's not going to be like Jamar Chase and just like run away from you. So like there's a lot of reasons not to love the pick. And I'm going to throw Jose under the bus too. I know he's listening, but me and him, I believe, if I remember right, also didn't love the pick in tandem. So, but hey, he proved us wrong, and thank God. That's why I'm not a GM. So.
Well, that and you got a lot of other stuff going on. My pick
I don't like the way you said that.
My pick for this one, I went back to 2013 for this poll.
Okay.
Kyle Long.
Oh.
Kyle Long was drafted. I have a vivid memory. I was at the Bulls game.
Nice.
I'm not sure who I was with, but I just remember being like,
that sucks.
Kyle Long? Like, this dude from Oregon that was projected to go like in the 2nd round, like Chris Long's brother. How he like, oh my God, we blew this pick. This guy's like, he's not a tackle, he's not a guard. And Kyle Long like did have some injury issues as he was part of the Bears, but man, awesome player, multiple Pro Bowls, went to an All-Pro, still like great to listen to. Love Kyle's like in media now. He's doing stuff with CBS. I like love listening to him.
I didn't know that.
Just an awesome player. Like guy was a bear in every sense of the word. Just tough, mauler, cold weather. So love Kyle Long. And then I had an honorable mention. This would have been way better if Miran was here. But I think it was the same year the Bears. I think it was actually after the Bears took Mitch. So I think it was 2018. The Bears drafted Anthony Miller, a wide receiver out of Memphis. And Miran was like, second.
Oh, second.
But I want to say we traded like up
I thought he was
in the second round. No, he was definitely a second, but like maybe it was our first pick that year because we like traded our next first in the Mitch trade, maybe. So I'm not positive on the specs. But I just remember Miran being like, this guy's Antonio Brown. Like, this guy's unbelievable. He's always open. Unbelievable route runner. Fun fact, He was. He just could not catch a goddamn thing. He was Mitch was throwing it to him, so the passes weren't great, but
pretty important to catch if you're a wide receiver, though.
Yeah,
you might want to do that.
So they say. But yeah, that was remembering some dudes. Always great to remember some dudes.
Dude, I was just looking at it too, the Nick Fairley draft. Just listen. Oh my God, listen to this draft, bro. We had Nick.
He went 11th.
He went. Let me see. He went 13. Right. Titus Young, 2nd round pick. Do you remember Titus Young at all? Does that name ring a bell? Yes.
Okay, vaguely.
I had a bunch of like legal weird stuff after he got into the league. Oh my God, I can't remember specifics, but he was doing just like the craziest stuff. Like, it wasn't the drive-through naked. That was our assistant coach.
I was thinking that. I was like, was it the naked drive-through guy? But that was like Jim Bob
that was
Cooter,
our assistant
right?
coach. It'll come to me. I'll think of it. But we had him. We had Mikel Lashore, who I also fell in love with.
ILL.
Yeah, he was like leading the NCAA in rushing yards or whatever, and I was like, oh my God, volume, yum, and it just never happened at all. But man, what a just a bunch of misses everywhere, man. It's just wild looking back at those.
One
drafts.
of my favorite, I think we've talked about it before, like you're a true like just sicko, like all the people like, listening to a draft podcast in the off season. Like I'll just peruse like, ooh, let me just go look at the 2016 draft. Like let me pull it up, let me break it down, see like what the Bears screwed up, how bad it was, who we should have taken. Just a great activity.
It's horrifying.
But speaking of draft, we got the draft this Thursday. Yeah. As everyone knows, we have not been quite as into the draft this year, with the Packers not having a first rounder. Lions are picking at 17. Bears are picking at 25. Obviously, we're still very excited for the draft, but we're a little busy. We're going to watch it. We're going to get together. Thursday is Miran's birthday, I believe. So hit him up. He asked for a first round pick for his birthday. He did not receive one from what I can see. But Ryan, so the Lions are picking at 17. They've got a second. They've got no third. Tesla trade?
Yeah.
Do we know? Probably.
You got 2 of those.
2 fourths, 2 fifths, 2 sixths. So Doubleman Gum in the 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then a 7th. As far as the Bears go, the Bears are picking at 25. Then they have 2 twos, 57 and 60 from the Bills in the DJ Moore trade. They have a 3rd. They have a 4th that they got from the Rams. No 5 or 6, and they have 2 7ths. And then the Packers have a 2nd, a 3rd, a 4th, 2 fifths, a 6th, and 2 7ths. So, Ryan, I thought it would be a fun activity. We did something similar last year. Mock draft season, right? Everybody's got a mock draft. Todd McShay's got insider info. Daniel Jeremiah's got insider info. Dane Brugler's got insider. Everybody's got insider info. So I went through NFL mock draft database, and I just picked like the most popular picks of the Lions, and then I tried to find guys that are mocked commonly to the Lions that I think are realistic scenarios. So I would like to present to you 3 scenarios that Brad Holmes may or may not be faced with on Thursday night. And I want you to make this pick, Ryan, not as if you are trying to get in the head of Brad Holmes. I want to know what you, Ryan Abelhassan, would do in the GM chair for the Lions.
Okay.
Follow?
Yeah.
Scenario 1 is pick, I'm not going to try the first name. I believe it's Ola Ione, guard from Penn State.
Yep.
For everyone listening, just a little bit about Ione from what I've gathered. I've done a little bit of draft research. He is a plug-and-play, high-floor, day-1 guard.
Yep.
Comp I heard was like a discount Quentin Nelson. Like, not the player Quentin Nelson is, but like ready to start on day 1.
You should only take any version of Quentin Nelson if it's there.
Yeah. Poor man's Quentin Nelson.
Sure.
What was the other one I heard? Mike Upati. Remember Mike Upati from the Niners? Just an absolute mauler. So that's option 1. Option 2 is draft Monroe Freeling, who is by far, I feel like the guy I've seen mocked most to the Lions. Yep. He's a tackle out of Georgia. We're talking a little bit before the show. He is a Ryan Poles special. He is absolutely massive, chiseled, incredible athlete, made out of granite. His non-superpower is he's not that great at football all the time. He looks great sometimes. He looks bad other times.
Yeah.
Option 3, Ryan, I'm going to give you draft Akeem Messidor. He is an edge from Miami, super productive, ton of sacks, NFL ready. He's also 25. So he's an older prospect, probably roughly reached his ceiling, I guess would be the drawback. But you're getting a guy that on day one
going to give you production,
projects as probably a secondary situational edge rusher.
Yeah.
So draft Ione, guard, draft Monroe Freeling, tackle, draft Akeem Messidor, edge. Ryan, you are on the clock. What is your pick? Talk me through it. What are your thoughts?
So I feel like I'm trying to not look at this in a vacuum, right? Like you can't just look at like this guy's the best player, I want that. A lot of times that works, but you can.
I mean, it's the draft. You can,
and the best player available is a thing. But I want to recognize like where the Lions are at. Okay, so our offensive line went from being our biggest strength and literally what won us football games to being one of our biggest weaknesses.
Yeah.
However, you have to recognize that not having a second edge rusher, even though Al-Qadim Muhammad had a great season last season by the numbers, it also hurts us greatly. So it's like both of these to me are like equal needs.
One is one what you had. One you're like, ooh, that might be awesome to have two good edge rushers.
Right. I have more faith in us figuring out offensive line as the draft progresses, especially because it is a strong O-line class, and there are a lot of good D-line players as well. I just think like it's more risky to take them. Like Ione would be the best tomorrow, right? Like I know we could plug him into the line and it'll be fine.
I think so.
But could we draft Messidor and then figure out offensive line in the second round with all these options? And inevitably guys are going to fall when they shouldn't, right? Like some guys are going to be there in the second round.
What's the plan right now, Ryan, if the season started tomorrow for the tackle that is not Penei Sewell?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Right?
Okay. That's a concern.
It's a total. Well, that's why everyone's making these picks like no doubter tackle at 17, whether it's Freeling or Caden Proctor or whoever it is, which I would be fine with, by the way. I'm not saying I'd be unhappy with those, but for me personally, I want to figure out my defense. I need to do that if I'm serious about competing, and we will figure our left tackle out. We will do it in the second round. It's there are options there. We have a great O-line coach with Hank Fraley. Like I have faith that can be figured out. We can move Pineda left like we talked about last week and draft a guy who's more comfortable at right.
Taylor Decker just comes back. He does a George Costanza and just goes back.
What if you just show up?
Just go back. Is that Costanza over
You
there?
took me seriously? Oh my God.
Probably not.
No, probably not. Honestly, right now, I'm sad that he left. Like, I'm sad that he's not here, and that we now have this thing to figure out.
Because you'd at least know, like, all right,
we
season starts tonight. Because right now, if you're on the clock at 17, like, tackle isn't like a position where typically you find guys late. You can, right? Like,
you can.
David Bakhtiari was a 4th rounder, and what's his name from the Eagles? Jordan Mailata was a 5th rounder. Like, so it happens, but like Taylor Decker was a 1st rounder, Penei Sewell was a 1st rounder, Darnell Wright was a 1st rounder. Like, you find the dudes at tackle are the dudes for a reason.
Well, let me ask you. So, if you had the option, let's say you knew Messidor was going to work out. Okay, great. I have an edge opposite Hutch. Are you comfortable if you're a Lions fan, going into the season with Juice Scruggs as your left or right tackle and Panay on the other side?
So I feel like no. And this is like with all due respect to Hank Fraley, he's one of the 2 or 3 best offensive line coaches in the game. The Lions are trying to beat you on offense, and their quarterback plays considerably worse under pressure. So I don't love not having an answer. I also don't love going into the draft with like a huge hole at left tackle.
Yeah.
But that's where we are, right? Here we are. Like the Lions could have signed Rasheed Walker, Miran's guy. Miran just hopped in. Hi, Miran. How are you?
Hello. Doing great.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Going okay?
So Miran, just to catch you up, I presented Ryan a scenario. This is what we're chatting. I gave him 3 options for the Lions pick at 17. Scenario 1, draft the guard from Penn State, Ione. Draft Monroe Freeling, the tackle from Georgia. Draft Akeem Messidor, the edge from Miami. So we're talking through that right now.
I mean, it doesn't matter who the Lions draft. Every draft pick's just the best ever, you know?
The best ever.
So
Ryan, okay, so what do you think about that? About tackle versus edge versus uncertainty one way versus the other? My honest thought on it, Ryan, is if I needed a tackle and I needed an edge in this draft, based on what I know about it, I would take the tackle in round 1 and I would take the edge in round 2.
Okay. And honestly, I feel like no answer is wrong. Like I feel like our edge play has just been so horrendous for so long that like I can't watch this anymore. And I'm going to freak out if we start drafting like a cornerback and without our edge figured out. It's like if we don't get pressure, that cornerback will fail, as always. A la Jeff Okudah, a la Terrion Arnold. Like you can just go down the list. Like it happens all the time. So I don't want to do that. Like that would bother me. But yeah,
for sure.
Let's figure out the trenches one way or another. Defense, offense, for me, it doesn't matter. But I personally would take Messidor.
Your pick would be Messidor. The pick is in. Ryan is taking Akeem Messidor. Miran, I did not do this scenario for you because the Packers don't have a first rounder. So would you care to go through the Bears one I made with me?
Sure.
All right. So, Miran, I'm going to give this to you. I'm presenting it to you. You are Matt, the Bears fan, who's done a little bit of draft prep. You know guys. So let's talk it out, you and me. Option A, the Bears draft Keldrick Falk, the edge from Auburn. Option B, we draft Peter Woods, defensive tackle from Clemson. Option 3, we draft Emmanuel McNeil Warren, safety from Toledo. This assumes Caleb Downsdill and Thieneman are both gone. Wild card option 4, we pick the best tackle on the board. If you were the Bears, Miran, what would your thought process be?
So I know the Packers recently did it. I'm not a fan of linemen in the first round. I'm just not.
Well, that's your judgment is pretty clouded there because the Packers are the best team in the league at finding offensive linemen late in the draft.
Correct.
Would you say that's fair?
Even like historically in the NFL, I think I've did this exercise before where there's just as many Hall of Fame linemen in the 4, 5, 6, and 7 rounds as there is in the 1, 2, 3, and 4 rounds, or 1, 2, 3 rounds.
I think interior, you probably have a point. I think like tackles, you got to take early at this point.
Yeah.
Or get super.
I feel like like if you're taking a tackle top 10, it's almost hard to miss. Like it feels like they.
I don't want to go there.
So hang on. There's the one for the Rams who also played for the Lions. Who am I thinking of? Who went like 3rd? Oh my God,
he was here like 2nd.
It's like a super basic name, like
not Cam Robinson.
Adam Robinson.
He went to Sam
Robinson.
No,
it was Cam Robinson.
No, man, this is gonna drive me
Cam
crazy.
Robinson, I know who you're thinking about.
I think his first name starts with an A.
It,
oh man, I can't think of it. He literally played for us.
I don't have it though. He went second though.
Yeah, he was like it just never the footing never worked out. But I feel like if you're taking a tackle,
or like Evan Neal, the Giants drafted Evan Neal like 6th a couple years ago. Yeah. He hasn't really worked out at all.
He's also He's also playing on a 0% guaranteed contract this year, which is the first time ever for a player.
Evan Neal?
That's like of that caliber.
Wow.
But to answer your question, it would be safety.
Safety?
Yes. Safeties are so hard to find, especially late in rounds. You're going to either cash one out like we did, or you're going to draft one high. You don't just find Evan Williams laying around. We did, but you won't. Yeah. I think
such a ridiculous thing to say.
I think it would be safety. The safety class this year is strong on paper. Of course, we don't know that.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
So like that's why for me like the Bears need a safety for sure. But like just from like what I've read and what I've put together and like mock drafts, those 2 picks we have at 57 and 60, that feels like you can find a guy there.
Yeah.
That can start, maybe he's not Evan Williams or, Brian Branchett, but he's not going to lose you any games. I think for me there, I kind of like taking the edge player. I kind of like taking Keldrick Falk. I do like Peter Woods too. I don't know. Everyone's so all over the place on Peter Woods. I feel like he's got like the lowest floor, but the highest ceiling. I'm not really like that risky, so I'd probably go Falk. He seems like safer, so that would probably be my pick.
That's the same feeling on Monroe Freeling, or should I say it's the same Freeling on him?
Oh, touch them all.
But
you've lost that love and Freeling. Oh, right.
But no, he's just a physical freak. So I think one of 2 things is going to happen with Monroe Freeling. Either a team's going to reach for him at like 9 or something crazy like that, or he's going to fall completely the other way to like the end of the first round. I think there's no in between for him.
He's too like big and impressive to get past like pick 20, I think. Yeah.
I agree. I think someone's going to fall in love with him and be like, I want that guy.
Yeah, like that's just like, a dude who's built like Monroe Freeling gets to the Eagles and they're like, all right, well, let's just take him.
But awesome. You were talking about like the Bears' second round picks and being later. I feel like there's going to be so much movement and trades in this draft from everybody. And I would not be shocked personally if Brad Holmes were to move up and like, I want that lineman. Like, give me that one. I don't want Monroe Freeling. I don't want any of these guys. I want that one at 11 or whatever. Like, I could totally see that happening.
If you guys move up to draft a lineman, I will die laughing.
It's like, the backbone of our entire team.
Yeah, but Ryan, we've talked about this, bro. The problem with Brad Holmes is he's only good in the first round, except Miran St. Brown.
That is just not true. I literally was just doing this with Matt before you got here, going through all these draft picks in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th that he hit on. Like,
who did he hit on?
So recency bias with Brad Holmes.
Who did he hit on?
Crazy.
Who did he hit on?
Aleem
McNeil. Yep. He's no longer good. He had one flash year.
One injury and you're just tainted forever? Is that how we look at things now?
He's not gonna be himself. We've seen it last year. He's not gonna do anything for you.
Okay.
Continue.
Sam Laporta was a 2nd round pick. Kirby Joseph was a 3rd round pick. Malcolm Rodriguez was a 6th round pick. Derek Barnes was a 5th round pick. I just named you like 7, 8 starters. Like, where's your 8 starters in the 5th and 3rd round?
Oh, we can do that all day. We could if you really want. Rasheed Walker just was a 7th round pick, and he's now a starter for another team. Got a 2nd contract. You guys don't draft well. You don't.
I mean, I just named all these guys, and you just say you don't draft well. That doesn't make any sense.
No, you name starters. That doesn't mean they're good.
You come here late. You start ripping my GM. You start trashing my draft picks. What do you want?
It's tough. All right, Miran, we don't have an exact mock draft scenario for you, but the Packers have 2 picks on day 2, 52 and 84. I want to know if it were you and the board fell, let's say BPA roughly matched up with your biggest need, what two positions are the Packers leaving the draft with picks on day 2, 52 and 84?
We are going to get Chris Johnson at corner. We are going to move up to get him. If he's
he gave you a name, not just position.
If he's anywhere near like 43, 44, we're going to move up.
I think he's minus money to go in the first round, Ryan, just so you know.
That's fine. There's always a player that
might put a damper on your plans there.
It always happens. There's always a player that goes.
That's true. So you like corner. We know corner's a weakness. Our
corner is probably going to be our first pick. I'd be shocked if it's not. Yeah, it will be a corner. With the second pick in day 2, I have no idea where we're going to go. I can see running back. I can see quarterback, which would be nuts, but I can see it. I can see double corners. So
double it up.
Yeah.
Double corner, triple nut.
Why could you see quarterback being a pick?
Because like so next year we get a 3rd round pick for Malik because of the comp pick, barring any freak injury where he doesn't get the playing time to get us that pick. I think the Packers are just going to get a quarterback this year. I know they love Anthony Richardson from what I'm hearing. I don't know what that's going to cost, but we're not going to...
Not much, I'd imagine.
Yeah, we're 6th round pick. Like,
we're not going to go into the season with Desmond Ridder and McCord as our quarterbacks. We're just not. So
Desmond Ridder has done more in the league than Anthony Richardson has.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know if Anthony Richardson's even played like... How many games
Anthony
played
Richardson's
has he
had some wildly good fantasy games.
That's true. His first year, not so much lately.
I mean, the first throw that Anthony Richardson made in his career for a touchdown, I think, is more than Ritter's ever done. To be honest with you,
one of the best throws you'll ever see.
Yeah,
that throw is insane.
I know.
Yeah, but like, there's no chance at the end of this week we have Desmond Ridder and Kyle McCord as our quarterbacks. Now, if we take a quarterback that early, probably not, but I could see it. There's coaches, quarterbacks out there. Nussmeier, obviously everyone's going to love him because his dad's a coach.
For sure.
So there's going to be someone out there.
There's a bunch of like dudes that you're like, man, if you need a backup.
Yeah, 11 year backups, literally all over this draft.
For sure.
They start like 18 games. They bounce around like Josh Johnson for 27 years. They're there.
I mean, backups are just so hard to find at quarterback, man. I feel like it's gotten harder as we've gotten older. For us, totally. Like Teddy Bridgewater
not for
or
us.
Kyle Allen, like, no, thank you. We don't even have Kyle Allen anymore. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. We might draft a quarterback too.
Stud.
Yeah, right.
Stud. All right, boys, before we get out of here, I want to know, this is your reputation on the line. Who's your draft crush? Who's your like, all right, not like anybody who's going like super early. Who's the guy you just love? Like, God, I hope this guy ends up on my team, but I'll always watch him. I'll always root for him, and I hope he's a stud. I'll go first. Mine's Jacob Rodriguez, the linebacker from Texas Tech. He's got a mustache. He's fast. He's mean. He fucking hits people. If the Bears can somehow get this guy at 57 or 60 or trade down from 25, Jacob Rodriguez will be an absolute Chicago legend. Make it happen, Jacob Rodriguez. He'll probably end up on the Texans or something. Some awesome defensive team. Miran, Ryan, who are your defensive crushes?
Go ahead, Miran.
Or not defensive, draft crushes.
Mine is Chris Johnson. I am obsessed with Chris Johnson. I want him on my team. Of course, if he gets drafted by the Bears, he sucks. But
of course,
I love Chris Johnson.
This is Dio Dengbo all over again.
I actually still like Dio. I think you're giving up on him too quickly.
Brother, send pick 84 our way. He could be yours.
I swear, I'll do that any day of the week. I swear to God I will.
All right, deal. I don't know if this is official. We'll get it on the books.
No, but yeah.
Somebody called Goody and Poles.
But
we got a deal.
You think Goody gets on a? Never mind. But yeah, Chris Johnson. It would be Chris Johnson for sure.
Johnson.
I feel like we missed out on a booty joke.
I love Roman Hembry as well. I just want to say that running back out of Indiana. That's a late round pick.
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter for us because we'd never draft him, and it's not even going to be an option. Jeremiah Love's going to do great things in this league, bro.
Wow.
And
way to go out on a limb. This guy Ryan's so dumb, bro.
Why? What did I say?
Ryan, he's a top 3 pick.
Ryan's like, I'm going to take the best player in the draft as my crush.
So here's what's going to kill me about him.
Number 1 on the big board.
Here's what's going to kill me about Jeremiah Love.
If we were doing this podcast when Luck came out, Ryan would be like, oh, my crush is Andrew Luck. Oh.
It's a great crush.
Also like this Bob Griffin.
He's going to end up a Kansas City Chief, and it's going to drive me insane. I think that's what's going to happen.
Jeremiah Love?
Yes.
Ryan, what?
What do you mean what?
Are you drunk?
There's been talks of the Chiefs trading up to a top 5 pick, and if they do, you best believe they're going to go for Jeremiah Love.
They just cashed out Walker.
It doesn't matter.
The Chiefs aren't using
Kenneth
the
Walker
premium
or Jeremiah
pick
Love?
Trading up.
Right, that's not what it is. Giving up assets after you just cashed out a guy is not going to happen.
To draft a running back. Yeah, if you were going to do that to draft like a crazy freak edge
the Chiefs
like Arvell
have been
Reese.
dying for a running back for years.
They got one.
Why do you think they paid Kenneth
Walker's
Walker?
fine.
Man?
He's not amazing. He's
not
fine.
like the Super Bowl MVP.
Oh, stop.
Do you remember when Ryan said Kenneth Walker was just and then he went crazy?
Yeah, and then he balled out. That's fine.
Ryan's Kenneth Walker bias is showing hard.
Yeah, well, Ryan, I think that Love's a better player, and I hope they don't get him. That's what I'm going to say.
Love is always a better player.
You guys heard those rumors of KC trading up, right? Who do you think that's for then?
Not for him.
Ryan, give me a name.
Like an edge or a tackle. Like any premium position.
Okay.
It could also
Ruben Bain, Arvell Reese.
It could also be a receiver. That's not.
Yeah, it could be a receiver. That'd be surprising.
They don't. So there's enough receivers going where they're originally picking to not need to do that,
Ryan,
unless they really want their guy.
Right, I'll make you a deal. If the Chiefs end up with Jeremiah Love, I'll wear a Lions jersey for 3 straight episodes.
Oh man, I can't wait for 3 straight.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, I gotta look at the odds.
That's how.
Oh, they're bad.
It's not happening.
What do you mean? They're bad.
But if they're even like not astronomical, oh my god.
All right,
he's not near plus 600.
Let's get out of here,
so
boys.
There's that. All right.
Stay tuned for Miran not in a Lions jersey because Jeremiah Love.
Okay.
Probably not going to the Chiefs.
What's that clinking I hear? Is
what
that
a
snack?
clip this will be.
I thought Rob was like stress eating after he made that bet. All right.
Guys just chugging.
Are we ready?
That's all we got, Ryan.
All right.
Take us home.
And as always, may your Kool-Aid stay blue.
And Jeremiah Loves ends up on the Chiefs. May your head stay cheesy. Whatever it is.
Duh, Bears. Love you, Mom. Hope everybody enjoys the draft. Let us know in the comments who's a player you thought your team was or your team drafted that you loved that was bad. Who's a player that you hated that you thought was good. Who do you think your team's going to draft on Thursday? Let us know in the comments. Later.